Okay, here I am, Dwight Agnor, again in my kitchen. We're going to get into some serious cooking here, but easy though. Anybody can do this. This is called Ratatouille. If you have a child, you've seen the movie Ratatouille, right? The cartoon. It's actually a very famous dish. That's why the restaurant in the cartoon was called Ratatouille. And we're going to show you how to make Ratatouille. It's a French dish. I say it's French. Somebody told me they thought it was Italian. I don't care. If you know the difference, email me. Anyway, let me just show you how easy this is. Now, I've already prepared everything. Here's some minced garlic, fresh, and onions. And here's zucchini and squash, eggplant, green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper. And this is sweet basil, fresh, and this is thyme, fresh, okay? We've already pulled some of the leaves off. Of course, we're going to use our Mila. Now, this is very important. Yesterday, I showed you how to make the most yummy salad dressing on earth. I told you to make sure you get extra virgin olive oil, okay? Now, some people get confused between regular olive oil and virgin olive oil, or extra virgin olive oil. This is for cooking, okay? This is what we're going to use. This is for salad dressings and for tasty stuff, to dip bread in, etc., right? So we're going to put this away, out of the way entirely. Boom, get it out of the way so you don't get confused. All we're going to do now is start by putting a little bit of this into the frying pan. Watch, you're going to love this. Okay, again, you don't have to measure. You know, olive oil is the healthiest oil on earth. It's good for you. Even if you just take a couple of tablespoons and put it in your mouth and eat it, it's so healthy for you. You can Google virgin olive oil, the health benefits of virgin olive oil, or olive oil rather, and you can find out for yourself. It's just very, very, very healthy. Okay, now all we're going to do is coat the bottom of the skillet here with the oil, and then we're going to put in the garlic. Put in the garlic here. That's going to be first, and all of these yummy onions. Okay, we're going to let them get started first. They're hard, you know, and it takes a little while. And you can go nice and slow. In fact, you normally would not prepare this ahead of time, because you can, as you're, once you put the garlic in, you can start cutting the onions, because by the time the garlic's ready, the onions will be ready. Now you can see the onions, I mean, we're not trying to get them totally cooked yet. We just want to get them softened up a little bit. You can smell when they're ready, right? Once you start to really smell the garlic and the onions, and you see they all have that wonderful olive oil in it. Now we're going to add the next thing. It's important to do this in order. Red peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers. If you don't have all the colors, it's okay. They all kind of taste alike. But it really adds a lot of color. And you know, part of eating delicious food is the visual, what it looks like. So we want to make it look really appealing and appetizing. Eating should be fun and delicious. And if you've ever eaten any of these kinds of peppers that when they're cooked in olive oil, oh my goodness, they're so sweet, and these onions will become so sweet. So let's just let this simmer away a little bit. Okay, now if you notice, when we cut these, we cut them into little blocks, right? See, they're the little blocks. Okay? Now the onions we sliced, but we did not slice these peppers. See, we put them in nice big chunks like this. Very important to do that. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my great black peppercorn crack. You know, this is the... Ooh, I love this. Put a little pepper in here. No salt. You don't need salt. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the eggplant. Now you notice these are cut about 1/4 inch thick. All right, just put them in here. Make sure they're pulled apart, because they'll tend to stick together. Make sure they're pulled apart, and we're just going to stir these delicious eggplant. Oh my goodness, I love eggplant. And it was so nice to come to Asia, because there's eggplant everywhere. People love eggplant here in Asia. So we're just going to try to fold in the eggplant. There's no real style to this. Just get it in there. Try to get it mixed in with the oil and the garlic and the onions and the peppers. Right? And we just keep stirring it in there until it's part of the mix. Right? Okay, now there's no set amount of olive oil. Now this is starting to look dry, a little dry to me. And I told you, olive oil is so healthy, so good. I want it to be just full of olive oil because this is going to be enough for several people, okay? So, get some olive oil in there. Keep it nice and moist. You don't want to drown it in olive oil, but you do want to keep it nice and moist, right? Okay, now there's a good bit of olive oil in here. Now let's just let this sit for a couple of minutes, and then we'll add the next ingredient. Now what I'm doing right now is taking these lovely cherry tomatoes, and I'm slicing them. Now a lot of people, a lot of recipes about ratatouille will tell you to just go to the store and get the canned, chopped tomatoes. I do not do that. There's just too many studies showing how unhealthy those canned tomatoes are. They're, you know, besides the tin and the mercury and all that stuff, it's been processed. And on top of that, there's lots of sodium and all kinds of chemicals. So why do that when I'm in Asia and there's so much wonderful fresh produce? So I just love these little cherry tomatoes. I cut them in half. This will be one of the last things I do. And this will make a beautiful tomato sauce. Yay! Right now I'm going to take, okay, my zucchini and my squash. You can see, very thin, right? Just slice them nice and thin so they won't take long to cook. And we're going to put these into the skillet right now, okay? Come on over. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. As soon as we get everything finished here, we're just going to let it simmer a little bit. And all these wonderful flavors will come together. So let's go ahead and put our zucchini in here. And again, if you notice, it's sliced relatively thin, see? We just want to slice it up and put them in here, and this is all so sweet. These are all fresh and so sweet when they all get cooked together. And I'm going to add my squash in here at this point too. Okay? So I've got a lot of things in this frying pan now, huh? Yep. And you know what? I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil so that everything has plenty of olive oil. And I'm going to add a little bit more pepper. Again, I'm in Asia. People like things a bit spicy. And so I like to add a lot of pepper to this. Okay, we're just going to stir this in, mix it in, and then let it simmer for a little bit before we put the last ingredients in, okay? Okay, you can see this is really starting to come together here. And how easy is this? Anybody can do this. Now all I have is some chopped mushrooms. Again, remember, these Asians love their mushrooms. Actually, I'm using less mushrooms than usual because all my Chinese and Asian friends here, they love more mushrooms than anything else. But I like to balance it out. This is the real way I would make ratatouille if I was in America. Okay, we're just going to stir all of this in. Okay, now I'm going to add all of these tomatoes. Now, that will add a nice, all these juices in these tomatoes. You know how juicy and delicious tomatoes can be. Well, when they're cooked, wow. They're going to make a nice tomato base in here. Look how pretty this is. Do you see how beautiful this is? You know, different colors means different health, right? Now you know everything I just put in here. I really encourage you, Google health benefits of tomatoes, health benefits of zucchini. Just do all of them. And then when you realize what you're really eating here, wow, you just will not believe it. Now I'm going to let this simmer, but before I do, you can't imagine what I'm going to put in next, right? Ta-da! Yes, of course. I'm going to add some Mila. And I'm just going to sprinkle it lightly. See, if you dump it in, it'll clump together. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You just want to sprinkle some lightly. And remember, there's no taste, but this is the world's most nutritious food. I mean, this is just packed with omega-3s and fiber and antioxidants and protein. Just packed. There's no food on earth with this much nutrition, and you cannot taste it. And you just won't believe the effects this stuff will have on your body. So when you're mixing all of this together, just imagine how much fiber and how much nutrition you're putting into your body by eating this. Oh. So I have about a full scoop of Mila in here now. That's 2 tablespoons in this little bit of food here, right? And I'm just going to keep mixing it together. All of this. Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And no one will ever know that Mila is in here. Your children will not know. Your guests will not know. No one will understand that Mila is in here because there's so much food. So many different ingredients, right? Okay, and I'm just going to add one more little bit of Mila. So now we have about 1½ scoops of Mila. So if we have 3 people eating, everyone's going to get about 1/2 of a scoop. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just bumped the camera there. If we have 3 people eating, then everyone will get about 1/2 scoop of Mila. Now, if I use my larger frying pan, which I've done many times when I make ratatouille, I have fed up to 6 or 8 people ratatouille at a time, and I try to make sure that everyone gets about 1/2 scoop of Mila, right? Now, we are just going to put a top on this for about 2 minutes. There we go. And we're just going to let all those wonderful juices simmer in. I'll stir it every once in a while, and then we're going to eat. Okay. Oh, look at here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look how amazing this is going to be. Now, remember I told you we have thyme. All right, here's our thyme. Take this little stem out of here. We don't want the stems. Okay, and we're just going to sprinkle the thyme. T-H-Y-M-E. Thyme. Oh, these little boogers, wow, they add so much food, so much flavor to this, right? See, that's why I'm saying no one's going to have any idea that you have some Mila in here. Whoops, some fell out of the frying pan there. No one's going to have any idea because you're adding all this goodies, okay? Look, see how soft? Oh, and yummy everything's getting. So what we're going to do now is put this into a serving platter. Okay? Come with me. Serving platter. And we're just going to, wow, look at this. Look at this. You look like a world-class chef, right? Now, there's one more thing. And it's so delicate, you want to wait till just about this point to put it in. And that is the basil, sweet basil. Wow, everybody loves sweet basil, right? So you're going to put some sweet basil in here and stir it in. All right, just enough so it'll get hot. You can actually put it on while it's on the stove, but it just shrivels up a little bit and it gets all wet. And, you know, it's so nice when it still looks fresh like this, eh? And it looks like spinach, doesn't it? But it's so sweet, the basil, right? Okay. So, now that we've done this, let's get a serving spoon and serve ourselves some, and then I'll show you how to add the really cool part, the Parmesan cheese, okay? Here we go. Ratatouille. Now here's our ratatouille, right? And as you can see, it's a nice portion. Now, again, you can make as much as you want. It's so easy. Now, what I'm going to do is sprinkle some of this. This is already, you know, it comes in a package. I had the package here to show you, but it disappeared on me here. Or you can do what I do. I get the block and I shave it. But this actually came in a package. It's already grated. And all I got to do is put some ratatouille on a plate like this. Oh, my goodness. And I tell you, people will go crazy. So let's just fill up a nice plate here. Well, we got lots of everything on here. Lots of basil, we got everything. Let's get a couple more tomatoes. I love the tomatoes. Okay, so all we're gonna do is sprinkle some of this yummy Parmesan cheese onto the ratatouille. And look at this. All vegetables, no salt, except a little bit of salt in this cheese, right? And all vegetables, all fresh, olive oil, no bad oils, nothing's fried, and there's a half a scoop of Mila in this. Oh, okay, watch this. Bon appetit. Oh, oh, mmm.